Hello everyone, welcome to my political journalism news channel. The story for today is while immediate attention is on the fierce resistance by the outgunned Ukrainians and the plight of civilians, it is important to look at possible outcomes and their impacts. Matthew Sussex, a senior fellow at the Centre for Defence Studies at the Australian Defence College in Canberra, has outlined three potential scenarios. With his forces engaged in intense fighting in Kyiv and other major cities, Russian President Vladimir Putin could be prepared to dig in for an extended war. Associate Professor Sussex told 9.com.au that the Russian war machine is already feeling the strain of the conflict. It looks like the Russian military has shot a lot of their guided munitions. And there are reports they're calling up about 1,000 troops from Syria. But he said while Mr. Putin's plan for a lightning takeover of Ukraine backfired badly, he remains committed to fighting and bringing the country under Moscow's sphere of influence. He has for a long time said that Ukraine doesn't deserve to exist as a state, he said. Ukrainians and Russians are just one people driven apart by the West, so he has achieved some of his aims already. Associate Professor Sussex said an extended war, perhaps lasting for years, will see Ukraine's cities leveled by Russian bombardment and a fierce insurgency against the invaders. With Ukrainian forces, regularly supplied with Western anti-tank and anti-aircraft weapons, repulsing Russian attacks, together with international sanctions biting, could Mr. Putin sue for peace? Associate Professor Sussex said that largely depends on offering the Russian president a diplomatic off-ramp, involving some compromise by Ukraine. That could involve Mr. Putin achieving at least one of his demands, such as Ukraine recognizing the two breakaway regions in the Donbas region as separate states, a guarantee of neutrality in Ukraine, or a commitment that Ukraine never joins NATO. Or it may involve basically splitting Ukraine and installing a pro-Kremlin puppet in part of the country, he said. The popular leader flagged before peace talks last week that he was willing to discuss neutral status for Ukraine, one of Mr. Putin's three demands. But another demand by the Kremlin, the denazification of Ukraine, suggests Mr. Putin will never accept any agreement under which Mr. Zelensky stays on as president. Both Russian success or failure in Ukraine could risk the conflict spilling over into another country in Europe, Associate Professor Sussex warned. An outright victory in Ukraine could see Mr. Putin turn his attention to Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, maybe even Poland. All these countries are part of the NATO, which have been reinforced recently with troops from other alliance members such as the US and Britain. The US has pledged to defend NATO member states bordering Russia if they are attacked. He says the Russian leader is a gambler who could try to ramp up tensions by staging some kind of demonstration of strength against NATO. There is no such thing as a moderate member of the Kremlin hierarchy. That is all for today news. Thank you for watching to my channel. Please be sure to leave your comment and subscribe below for more news update.